Hey guys, it's Simon. This is Pro Wrestling Unlimited as we are here on the 24th of July 2020 to talk about everything that went down tonight on Friday Night Smackdown. Ooh, I almost clicked stop streaming there by accident. I'm glad my finger slipped off the mouse. Almost clicked the wrong button. Anyways, we're here to talk about Smackdown. We're going to wait a minute or two. Let all you guys jump in here to the live chat. And while we do that, we'll see who's here with us so far. We've got 4077286539, Eric 1973, Sin Saturday, Warhawk 5273, John Elite, Derek Bocek, Jacko Rowell, Dietrix 42, Jay Penix 12, and so many more of you here tonight to talk about Friday Night Smackdown. And as we do, I got to remind you guys that if you want to support us here at Pro Wrestling Unlimited, doing it here on Twitch is a great way to do it. Twitch.tv/PWUnlimited. What you can do to support us is either subscribe the normal way, or subscribe for free with Amazon Prime. Because, well, if you have Amazon Prime, that means you have Twitch Prime. And if you have Twitch Prime, that means you can subscribe to us absolutely free. No extra cost to you. You get to subscribe to one streamer every month that you want to support. And I would greatly appreciate it if we were that one streamer, that one channel that you support if you already have Amazon Prime. Also, I want to say thank you to Dietrix for the 500 cheers. I really do appreciate that. Remember, guys, you can either donate in cheers to support us here on Twitch, or you can subscribe either by normal subscribing or for free with Amazon Prime. So with that, let's jump in and talk about Smackdown. So Smackdown. Ooh, I lost my spot in my notes. I'm way too far in. Sorry about that. Here we go. So Smackdown kicked off with the same, I guess you could say, I don't know how to explain it, but different style of intro that they did last week, where it's just focusing on one person and they're talking to the camera. Jeff Hardy discussed how he's going to have a bar fight tonight with Sheamus and said 3 times. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 times. I'm an alcoholic. Hardy promised to overcome his demons and defeat the bully Sheamus. They then cut to Sheamus. He gave his thoughts on the match later on tonight. He mocked Hardy and promised that Hardy was going to end up in the gutter. They then showed us that Sheamus' personal bartender was busy getting the bar ready for the fight later on tonight. We then see JBL, the wrestling god, as he liked to say. He says saving his prediction for later, but knows how it is being in a bar fight, and says that this match, he's confident it's going to be great. So we'll go down to the ring, and the women's tag team champions come down, Bayley and Sasha Banks. Banks comes out carrying the Raw Women's Championship because, well, she stole it back at the pay-per-view, and she still hasn't given it back. They celebrated having all the belts and showed the new dictionary definition of greatness, which, well, showed a picture of them from Extreme Rules. Bayley noted that they ushered in a new women's revolution, but now the era is over. The revolution, that is over. Now we're in the Bayley and Banks era. This is really good. I think Bayley and Sasha have just really come into their own as heels, especially Bayley. Bayley is killing it as a heel. Like, I thought Bayley couldn't be any better than babyface. All the kids love me, Bayley. Then they moved her heel, and to be frank, to be honest, I think Bayley might be better as a heel than she ever was as a babyface. I'm going to say it right now. I think that. The two are then interrupted by Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss. Cross was furious and actually cut a pretty good promo demanding a rematch against Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. She pointed out that Banks stole that title from Asuka as well. Bayley then agreed, I'll give you a rematch if you can defeat a former SmackDown Women's Champion, a future Hall of Famer. And my first thought was, oh, okay, she's gonna recommend she's going to recommend that Sasha wrestles a match. And then Sasha's going to be like, wait, I wasn't ready for that. But no. She says, you will face Alexa Bliss. And Alexa's like, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. And as she says that, Nikki looks straight at her, dead, right in the eyes, and just shoves her and says, we have to do it. We have to. And so, Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss come down to the ring to set up for their match. And my echo's about to go off. Oh, nope, it didn't. I want to thank Jimmy Too Sweet for the subscription. Thank you for that, for the Twitch Prime sub. Really do appreciate that, Jimmy. As Dietrich says, welcome to the club. So we got Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss. The match wasn't great, but it was solid. Pretty good. Bayley and Banks joined commentary with Michael Cole and Corey Graves. Cross and Bliss had a, like I said, pretty good match. It dragged at times, and I wouldn't call it really great. Cole apologized to Banks and Bayley for doubting their friendship over the last month or so. They went back and forth early, Alexa and Nikki, that is. Bliss then tried to slap Nikki in the corner. Nikki countered, or Nikki blocked it and goes, you were going to slap me. And my first thought was, well, you want to have an actual match here. So if she wants to try and win, she's going to have to beat your ass. A slap's a slap. So she blocks the first slap. And then Alexa slaps her again. And Alexa slaps her so hard, it was just like, no, louder than that. If not louder. Like that second slap, the slap that connected, holy crap. We then saw Nikki Cross just go ballistic. Crazy Nikki's back. Cross then rocked Bliss with the clothesline for a near fall. She followed this up with the Bulldog for another near fall. Bliss took over with a drop kick, which sent Cross to the floor. Bliss attempted a sliding drop kick, but Cross caught her in the apron. Bliss recovered and rocked Cross with a boot to the face. Both women got to their feet. Bayley and Banks were mocking them at ringside. As they were at ringside, they both stood up, like I said, got to their feet, and then they attacked the women's tag team champions. After a commercial break, Bliss was in the ring with Cross, and Bliss was in control. She was going after the injured ribs of Nikki Cross. They said that Nikki suffered cracked ribs at the hands of Bayley at Extreme Rules. Cross rolled to the floor, and Bliss threw her into the barricade. Back in the ring, Bliss hit double knees to Cross's stomach for a near fall. Bliss slowed down the pace and continued to work over Cross's ribs. Cross fought back and backed Bliss into the corner. She rammed Bliss's head into the turnbuckle this time. Cross attempted a tornado DDT, but Bliss avoided the move, tried to go for a DDT of her own, and then Bliss hit a Canadian Destroyer for a close near fall. Cross made a comeback and hit a reverse DDT for another near fall. Cross missed a flying crossbody and landed hard on her injured ribs. She was in severe pain here, so Bliss backed off, which was the detriment of Bliss. Cross then used an inside cradle and picked up the victory, becoming the #1 contender to SmackDown's Women's Champion, Bayley. This match will be taking place next week, and I thought, I get why Nikki Cross won, but I thought, why not do Alexa Bliss? They brought up the fact that Alexa in the past beat Bayley with the title on the line. And Bayley goes, yeah, I know, in my hometown. So why not have Alexa win, challenge Bayley, and then Bayley can go, oh, I avenged that loss when she defeats her next week. Because I 100% wholeheartedly expect Bayley to retain the title against Nikki Cross next week. I don't see any reason why Bayley needs to lose the belt. So going forward, they showed highlights of the Swamp fight at Extreme Rules and stated that next would be the Firefly Funhouse. And in the Swamp fight, we saw both Braun and Bray disappear and The Fiend appear. Well, I don't know about Braun because Braun wasn't on the show tonight, but Bray was. Bray's perfectly fine after disappearing in the Swamp. It opened up with a shot of the Fiend's lamp. Bray Wyatt celebrated that Braun Strowman came home to the Swamp. The lamp started talking to Wyatt. He laughed and noted he already had his chance. The Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt, already had a shot. Wyatt turned to the screen and said, "Now, the Fiend's turn." Wyatt revealed that he has unleashed the Fiend at the end of Extreme Rules. Wyatt then laughed and waved, "Goodbye!" So it looks like we're going to get, as it's been reported, Braun Strowman defending the Universal Championship against the Fiend, I assume, at SummerSlam. So going forward, they recapped AJ Styles defeating Matt Riddle last week. They even showed the handshake and Corbin attacking Riddle afterwards. Matt Riddle then came down to the ring for a match with Tony Nese. This match was fun. I really enjoyed this match. So they kept it short, and it was a showcase for Riddle. Riddle dominated most of the match. Riddle hit a series of gut-wrench suplexes for a near fall. He followed it up with the Broton. Nese took over and hit a just great-looking springboard moonsault for a near fall. Riddle fought back and attempted the Bro Derek, but Nese fought him off. Riddle then kicked Nese in the back and followed up with the forearm in the corner. Riddle followed this up with the second Broton. Riddle then hit the Bro Derek and picked up the victory, defeating Tony Nese. Matt Riddle would grab a mic and say, "All right, I'm new to this. I don't know how this works. King Corbin, I'm calling you out right now." So Corbin would come out and only stand at the top of the ramp. And he stated, "Who do you think you are calling me out? What right do you think you have to do that? I think you need some more experience. Let's send you back to NXT." And I was like, ooh, what a burn on NXT. And then he said, "Oh, no. Might as well, because you defeated Tony Nese, send you back, or send you to 205 Live." And I was just like, ooh. But saying send you back to NXT to get experience, that was basically telling you our most inexperienced wrestlers wrestle on NXT every Wednesday. No need to watch them as they're still learning. That was counterproductive. Corbin said he is so confident that Riddle doesn't belong on SmackDown that he's announcing the King's Ransom. Any wrestler that can take out Corbin can collect the payment. Riddle told Corbin, well, he's got it all wrong. He promised Corbin that he's going to be the next person on the Bro Show. Nese then tried to attack Riddle from behind. Riddle saw it coming and rocked him with a kick to the head. So now we're going to have guys trying to randomly attack Matt Riddle all the time to try and get this King's Ransom bounty, I guess you can call it. Cool. It's something different. I don't remember the last time WWE did I've got a lot of money, I'm going to put a bounty on this guy that I don't want to fight, I'm going to make somebody else do it kind of storyline. It's been a long time since I remember something like that. So in the back, Miz and Morrison discussed Naomi trending on Twitter last week. Morrison attempted to come up with his own hashtag, and Miz, well, wasn't impressed. We then got more JBL. JBL gave his thoughts on the bar fight later tonight between Sheamus and Jeff Hardy. JBL stated that Hardy has to win this match. He also said that, again, he said, "I know what it's like going into bar fights. I've been in plenty of bar fights, probably the toughest man I've ever known." Talk about Farouk Ron Simmons. We get Miz TV, and Miz and Morrison come out to the ring, start talking about trends on social media. Morrison tried to get hashtag more Morrison trending. Morrison mocked Seth Rollins for throwing up at Extreme Rules. They then introduced Naomi as their special guest. Miz and Morrison both danced in the ring as Naomi made her way down. Miz noted that social media got behind Naomi after she lost to Lacey Evans last week. He said, "This ain't the first time you've trended this year on social media, is it?" She goes, "No, it's not." He said, "Yeah, you trended when you returned at the Royal Rumble. And what happened then? You lost." He's like, "Why do you keep trending when you lose?" They basically stated they didn't understand it. They pointed out that, that's not what trending's all about. Trending, at least for sports, is when somebody wins or something bad happens. And just getting beat on SmackDown, to me, is not just something bad. Naomi then said she was getting sick and tired of them and all their jokes. Naomi got in their faces. She says she's worked hard over the last decade and won't let them insult her or her fans. Miz and Morrison said, well, don't worry, because we got a surprise for you. Come on out. And out came Lacey Evans. Evans came down to the ring and noted that Naomi lost so badly that she trended. Naomi slapped Evans as she was putting on some lipstick. The lipstick smeared across her cheek, and the two began to brawl. I thought the lipstick spot was done really well, and they had the camera just positioned to perfect to catch the lipstick going up the face, all of Lacey's facial expressions. This was great. Lacey Evans left ringside. She heeled it up. She told the cameraman, get out of my face, even shoving the camera. Naomi danced in the ring with Lacey's hat on. And this feud continues. Going forward, they recapped Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura defeating the New Day for the Smackdown Tag Team titles. They highlighted Cesaro powerbombing Kingston through 2 tables. Look in here. Remember, guys, if you want to be part of tonight's show, you can do so by texting in to 510-906-1341. Again, you can text in to 510-906-1341. Let me know what you thought of tonight's show, tonight's Friday Night Smackdown. Or if you have any other questions, just ask them there, and we'll get to them at the end of the show. So then we got some unfortunate news next. Big E's outside the trainer's room, and Kofi walks out limping. He said, or pronouns, pal. Big E said, what's the damage, what'd they say? And well, he's like, I'm going to be out of action for at least 6 weeks. Kingston goes, but don't worry. I get to go home, get to spend time with my family. It's all good because, well, when I come back, I'm going to get them titles back. But in the meantime, this is your time to shine, Big E. This is your time to shine, E. He said, me and Woods talk about this for a while. You need to go out there and be just a big star on your own. You've sacrificed for this group for the last 7 years, and now it's your time to shine. I thought the embracement of Big E from Kofi Kingston, the former WWE champion, was just great. I thought this segment was really well. Kofi gave a lot of emotion in hyping up Big E and just stating, hey, you're on your own for a little while, but go out there and do great things. And so I think this could lead to Big E possibly challenging for the Intercontinental Championship come SummerSlam. Speaking of the Intercontinental Championship, next up, Intercontinental Champion AJ Styles made his way down to ringside. He joined commentary, and Michael Cole let us know that after the commercial break, we're going to figure out AJ's next challenger. So we got a fatal 4-way match. Grand Metalik, Shorty G, Lince Dorado, and Drew Gulak. The winner will challenge AJ Styles next week for the Intercontinental Championship. I thought this was a great match. Very high-paced, a lot of great action. All 4 guys worked hard. First, it seemed odd that these 4 guys were in there. But by the end, I was like, fuck, it don't matter, because they killed it. They pulled off a great match. Dorado and Metalik cleared the ring and then faced off. Gulak pulled Dorado out of the ring. Metalik jumped out of the ring and gave Gulak a Hurricane Rana on the apron. They asked AJ, well, out of these 4 men, who do you want to face? And AJ was like, whoever takes the most damage, that's who I want to face. He also made fun of Metalik's name, saying that he basically not being able to say it. He's like Metamalik, Metalike. And then I think he also called Lince Dorado El Dorado. So at one point, Shorty G tried to give Metalik a German suplex, but he landed on his feet. Dorado then hit a suicide dive to Gulak. Metalik attempted a springboard crossbody, but Shorty G hit a drop kick. Shorty G then hit a huge moonsault to the floor on all 3 guys. After a commercial break, Shorty G used a backslide for a near fall. Gulak countered and got a near fall of his own. Shorty G then rocked Metalik with some hard chops. Gulak pushed Shorty G out of the way and beat down Metalik. Gulak and Shorty G briefly worked together. Metalik hit a double springboard elbow. Dorado hit a huge flying crossbody for a near fall. Metalik then broke up the pin attempt. Shorty G pushed Metalik into Dorado. Shorty G then hit a back suplex for a near fall. Gulak applied the Gulak on Shorty G, but Shorty G made it to the ropes. Shorty G used the ropes to reverse into an ankle lock. Dorado hit a massive splash on Shorty G for a close near fall. Dorado then hit a series of moonsaults, but Gulak stopped him on the third attempt. The finish then saw Shorty G give Dorado a huge German suplex off the top turnbuckle, off the top rope. Dorado then flipped over and rolled out of the ring. Metalik then hit a springboard elbow off the top. He walked the ropes, hit the elbow on Shorty G, and pinned him to become the new number one contender. I thought this match was super, super fun. I thought this match was really great. After the match, AJ would get into the ring and get face-to-face with his next challenger and then slap him. Metalik slapped AJ back and hit a springboard DDT on Styles. Attaboy Jacko, watching them Angels. Whoop, whoop. Hopefully Angels beat Nick's A's. Because, Nick's a Bay Area guy. He's from the Bay Area, so he roots for them Oakland A's. John Elliott in the chat says, do you think it's the right thing to put Universal title back on the Fiend at SummerSlam after we have a Super Showdown? I mean, I wouldn't care either way, to be completely honest. If Braun keeps it or if the Fiend gets it, I honestly don't care either way. So in the back, Kayla Braxton interviewed the SmackDown Tag Team Champions Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro. Cesaro mocked Kofi for getting hurt. He said it was too bad he didn't get put through. He didn't too bad he didn't get to put Big E through the table. Nakamura then said, I don't know what was better at Extreme Rules. Putting Kofi through the first table or putting Kofi through the second table. Cesaro said that he doesn't agree that it's Big E's time. So they're keeping alive them in the New Day. But while Kofi's out, and again, we don't know what happened to Kofi, when he was hurt, how he was hurt, and why he's going to miss at least 6 weeks of action. So for anybody that may ask, I don't know. That was random and came out of nowhere. Yeah. So they recapped the Jeff Hardy-Sheamus feud as we went in to the bar fight. So it cuts to the bar. The actual Irish pub, not the bar, Sheamus and Cesaro. So it cuts to it's called like Irish Shenanigans or Shallylay. I don't even remember. Irish Shenanigans or Shallians or something like that. And you got the bartender in there. You got the referee in there. Sheamus walks in. He asks for a drink and says, is he here yet? Yes, the referee's ready to go. And so Sheamus goes to take a drink. And Hardy comes in. He's like, I'm here. I'm here. And he walks in from the back. Sits down next to Sheamus and says, can I get a glass? Jeff Hardy doesn't drink anymore. So he couldn't drink any alcohol. And Sheamus goes, oh, you're finally able to hold down your alcohol like a man? And Jeff just laughed. Jeff then said, and I quote, my brother had to delete his WWE career. I need to regain mine. Something along those lines. But they mentioned Matt and said that his brother deleted his WWE career. He then looked at the referee and said, you're only here to count 1, 2, 3, right? And the ref goes, I understand. He then took the glass and splashed it all into Sheamus' face. And the fight was on. So Hardy rocked Sheamus with some forearm shots, but Sheamus recovered quickly. He slammed Hardy on the bar and dragged him across it. Sheamus pounded on Hardy's chest. Sheamus asked for a drink, but wants the good stuff from the top shelf. Hardy ran across the bar and jumped onto Sheamus. Hardy was firmly in control and threw tiny basketballs at Sheamus. They fought in the hallway. Sheamus took back over after hitting Hardy with a keg. Sheamus then hit the bathroom door on Hardy's head. He dragged Hardy into the bathroom and shoved Hardy's face into the urinal and started just flushing the toilet. The urinal, that is. Gross. Hardy, though, did fight back and threw Sheamus into a stall. Hardy crawled out of the bathroom. Sheamus then recovered and walked up the hallway looking for Hardy. In a cool shot, Hardy emerged from behind Sheamus with a ladder. He beat Sheamus with the ladder and then jumped on the bar again. Sheamus caught Hardy and slammed him against the brick wall several times. He tried to hit Hardy with a guitar. Hardy moved and he slammed the guitar against the wall. Sheamus then whipped Hardy into some drums. After a commercial break, Sheamus was firmly in control and attempted a bro kick. Hardy avoided it, and Sheamus' legs went through the drum. Hardy took back over and beat Sheamus all over the bar. Hardy then gave Sheamus a twist of fate, or a twist of fury as they like to call it. Hardy then set up the ladder and started climbing it, but the bartender jumped Hardy from behind. Hardy fought back though and powerbombed the bartender through a table. Sheamus recovered and smashed a chair over Hardy's back. Sheamus then put the hat on Hardy's face and poured himself a drink. Sheamus finished his drink, took a drink of the drink. I don't think he drank the whole thing. Told the ref to get ready. He felt like, it's over. He went to pull the hat off of Jeff Hardy, and Hardy was now wearing face paint and had white eyes. He then beat down Sheamus, beat him down enough to where he can climb up a ladder, climb to the very top of the ladder, and hit a swanton. Unfortunately, we had a bad camera angle here because they didn't want to show us the crash pad under Sheamus. Hardy would then pin Sheamus 1, 2, 3 right there on the concrete floor and win the bar fight. Hardy stood to his feet, kind of looked over at the camera, blinked his eyes, and the white contacts went away. So with that, it's over. Hopefully, this Sheamus Jeff Hardy stuff is behind us and we can move forward. We can truck on with something else with these two guys. Honestly, though, I actually really enjoyed the bar fight. I know some people on Twitter was like, all right, that was whatever. But I actually liked it. I'm going to say it right here. I actually liked the bar fight. Also, one thing I forgot to mention, they told us Otis and Mandy are back next week. As far as next week is concerned, we also do know that AJ will defend the Intercontinental Championship against Grand Metalik. Bayley will defend the SmackDown Women's title against Nikki Cross. And Naomi will go one-on-one with Lacey Evans. So with that, guys, that was Friday Night SmackDown. Honestly, I liked tonight's SmackDown. I would give the show a 7.5, almost an 8. Nah, you know what? I liked everything on tonight's show. I'm going to give this show an 8 because I really enjoyed this show. It's the first time that I can say I really enjoyed a SmackDown. Unfortunately, a bunch of baseball tonight. So either A, lot of people watch baseball instead, or in some areas of the country, SmackDown was actually pushed back for baseball to air. So there's some people that may just now be starting to watch SmackDown. Some people may not have even seen it yet that normally have already seen it because of the baseball games. But with that, that was Friday Night SmackDown. Let's see if we got any text messages here. Remember, if you want to text into the show, you can do so at 510-906-1341. Again, that's 510-906-1341. The person says, did you see Pat McAfee get verbally attacked by Adam Cole yesterday? Yeah, we reposted the video on our Twitter. We actually posted a longer version of the video than basically anybody else did. The person says, question pertaining to NXT. Who do you see being the remaining participants in the North American ladder match, and who do you think will win? As I stated yesterday, this is something I can't predict, Because all the guys that I thought would be in the match aren't. I mean, I expected Johnny Gargano. He's not in the match. I thought Timothy Thatcher and Finn Balor, only one of them can be in the match. So, yeah. I don't know who's going to be in this match, and it's too hard for me to predict. Person here says, watching the Firefly Funhouse tonight, I realized the Universal title doesn't mean anything to me. It really doesn't. And that's why I stated, I don't care who wins it at SummerSlam. Whether Braun retains or The Fiend gets it back. I honestly don't give two flying hoots. I really don't. Oh, look at the chat here. This person says, can you do some OVW news? OVW news? News about what? There's never news coming out of OVW. I mean, they got Al Snow there running things. But what really happens in OVW that's newsworthy? Nothing that I ever hear of. So, unfortunately, no. And got one last text message here. Person says, very good show. Bar fight awesome. Big E has the tools to hold the Universal Champion. I think he deserves these. Not getting the title. He's not getting the Universal title. I'm going to say that right now. I could see him going for the Intercontinental title, but they made it a fact to let us know that when Kofi is cleared, they're going back for those tag titles. So even though they're pushing that Big E can do some great things on his own, they let us know multiple times New Day still wants them tag titles. Kofi said we're gonna go back for the titles. We're gonna get our titles back when I'm cleared. And Sheamus and Cesaro, Cesaro and Nakamura have said Sheamus and Cesaro for way too many years. Nakamura and Cesaro basically tried to keep that feud alive in their promo, so we'll see. Beatrix is a good question. Who do you think will challenge for the tag titles? Usos, Heavy Machinery, who's left? Yeah, Usos. One's injured, ankle injury. I think it's Jay is injured. Jay's got an ankle injury. No, Jimmy's got the ankle injury. One of them. And so they can't challenge. Heavy Machinery, okay, maybe. We got Otis coming back next week. But like you say, who else is left? Call somebody up from NXT? Maybe? I don't know. Sean Cox says, I couldn't watch SmackDown. My Fox channel was removed. Ooh. One of those things again. Who's your cable provider? Because that happens a lot. Remember last year there was a couple NASCAR races I almost couldn't watch because NBC got removed off of my local cable provider. They were, what's it called? Disputing prices or whatever. Sin Saturday said, what about Forgotten Sons? Nope. Ever since Jackson Riker made his comments earlier this year, they ain't using them for nothing. Sean Cox says it was Dish. Interesting. I got Dish and Fox is still there. Well, actually, yeah, Fox is still there because I watched SmackDown tonight. Derek Bojic says Lucha House Party, Forgotten Sons, Heavy Machinery, New Day, Usos, Miz and Morrison. Well, New Day, Kofi's hurt. Usos, one of them's hurt. Forgotten Sons, unless they're coming back as a two-man unit, they don't want to use Jackson Riker right now. Lucha House Party, maybe. Miz and Morrison, maybe. But as far as that, maybe they bring up somebody from NXT, a tag team. Maybe they bring up two guys and make them a tag team. I don't know. How about we get some undisputed challengers for those SmackDown tag team titles? Just saying. But with that, guys, I want to thank you for joining me here tonight to talk about Friday Night SmackDown. We'll be live again we're going live again probably in the next hour because SmackDown review is done. But we're going to do some more on Twitch tonight after we get the SmackDown review posted over on YouTube. So keep it locked right here on twitch.tv/PWUnlimited as I will be back within the next hour-ish or so doing some more stuff on Twitch. Make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure your notifications are on so that way you know when we do go live in, like I said, roughly about an hour or so. So with that, guys, have a good night, and I'll see some of you in a little bit.